Hello all. All right. So last time I left you, we were building up our Los Angeles and Chicago warehouses so we could meet that goal of getting the 15 commodities to each of those. Let's see how we are doing. Oh, where's our? There's our LA. So LA looks like they're doing well. 83,000, plenty of people. They do need a few things that they're not getting, like cheese, lumber, booze, and all that good stuff. Once they get to 90, I'll probably throw in a another industry. Let's go check out Chicago. Where is Chicago? Okay. Chicago. So Chicago actually has a free. I'm gonna put in the weaving factory because I think that's good. I'll put it over here. Um, that way they can start making cloth. That'll just add to their demand because I'm already shipping in cotton to Chicago, so that's actually good. And you can see right now Chicago's got 12, Los Angeles has got 9 commodities. I actually need to probably work a little bit more on LA, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's look over here. Toledo is going. Pittsburgh actually has space for something too. So in this case, do I want to? This is an interesting dilemma. I could. There is a lot of sugar around. Now Washington is making cloth and Chicago's making cloth. I could put in dresses at Pittsburgh and have Pittsburgh start making dresses. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. And then probably Toledo, I would have maybe make cheese because eventually they're going to need cheese. Um, let's do that. Let's put in dresses in Pittsburgh. And then I'm going to go ahead and, since I've got the money, I'm going to go ahead and build this warehouse in Pittsburgh. I hope I got to put it outside the city. Or if I could put it over here like this. It's a little too close to the lake. Give me just a touch of green there for half a second. There we go. I'm going to stick it right there because I'm probably going to feed in some of the commodities that are around here. It doesn't hurt to do so. But the one thing I am going to do right away is do it like this. I'm going to run in a, oh, of course, I am going to need to get around that. All right. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, actually, because I forgot those mountains are right there. Let's see if I can squeeze around some. That does make it a little better. 162, I can afford that. All right. Let's add a second line in here. See how far I can get it down before it tells me no. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start a train. Actually, let's check it out first. So actually Washington, even though they have a weaving factory, they don't have any cotton coming to Washington, so they're not making any fabric at the moment, which is fine. It's not going to hurt me at all. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to stick a line over here. And we're going to start shipping in from Chicago. Because Chicago does have cotton coming in. So they're able to produce plenty of fabric. Let's see. I know I'm going to need fabric, so we're just definitely going to put that there. Now, Pittsburgh is also making beer, so I probably should store fabric there as well. You know, I don't see any fabric in the area. I'm going to go ahead and just put the things that are in the area. I meant wheat. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Oops. All right, so we're going to put sugar. I'll probably put wood, since I see wood there, and might as well put in dairy and corn. Where's corn? And then we'll see what other things it might need down the road, but for now we'll be okay with that. Now I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm going to run a train from Chicago to this warehouse, and it is going to be primarily fabric, but you know what? I'm also going to, well, I'm going to say primarily fabric, but then I'm also going to allow meat and boots, but ugh. But I am going to prevent it from taking fabric back to Chicago, because that sort of defeats the purpose. But you know what I am going to do here? I'm going to say meat as well. Alright, so far it's only got 2 fabrics, but that's okay. I'm going to clone it, because this one, even though it will, you know, it only had 1 fabric, but it did have a lot of meat, so it can start dragging some of that meat down to San Francisco. Or, I'm sorry, down to Pittsburgh. And as you can see, Chicago's got plenty of meat. It's because I've got plenty of cattle coming in. Now, since I own the weaving factory, I'm going to go ahead and expand it. And I don't know if I can expand it. Oh, I don't have enough money to expand it a second time, but at least I can expand it in that regard and try to build it up. We do have plenty of cotton available, so there's plenty of cotton coming in. So we'll see about that. Let's see. These two have... I might as well run wood into... I might as well add wood to that as well. Since there is wood right here, I might as well bring it in, because, you know, Toledo's going to need wood as well. Although they do seem to have plenty of wood. They could use sugar. Everybody likes sugar, and there is plenty of sugar. There's a sugar here, there's a sugar there. So I'm going to go ahead and start building some of these train stations out. Now remember, I told you I was going to put in dairy. I'm going to put in wood. I'm going to put these kind of close to each other, but then they're both going to run into the same line. Actually, maybe I will put it over here around the edge. This one I'm going to put here, and then these, this one I'm going to put here, and this one I'll put it next to it. All right, so as you know, I typically do like to, I'm going to do a couple of weird things here. Let's see if this works, if this makes any sense. I'm going to go over here like this and run it into that line. Now this is going to, yeah, that's the line that goes into the warehouse between Washington and the warehouse 7. So that's where I'm going to connect my corn farm up to. Now obviously I don't have enough money. I've only got $7,000. I need 131. So while I wait to make up that money, I'm going to go ahead and construct all of these. Oops. Go ahead and construct all of my maintenance buildings. Let's see, where are you at? That way all the trains are fully maintained. All right, and now I've got enough money. It's just, all you got to do is wait a couple of minutes and you've got enough money. It's funny how that works. If only real life was like that, huh? Alright, so let's build a double line down here. Oh, I need 63,000, so again I gotta wait a little bit. I've only got 47,000. I need 63,000, so I will wait on that, but it will come just like that. And I will add in my signals, add in a train. Now I will go ahead and feed in multiple trains here. I might go ahead and feed Washington with that same warehouse as well, so I'll probably feed in maybe 3 trains into there. So that I got 3 trains now. Alright, let's do our sugar. Now again, our sugar, I'm going to feed it right into there. Now if I do it like that, I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of leftovers. Now I could do my whole loop around. That's kind of a crazy loop around, but oh yeah, that is a crazy loop around. I don't need it to be that insane. Okay, that's much better. 63,000. Go ahead and build that. Let's add our signals in. Multi-signals. Oh, except I did it wrong. I do that quite often a lot, but thankfully you get a refund if you screw it up. So, alright, so we're going to build that route. And that's going to actually be the route going into the station. So let's see if we can, I don't know how. That's not too bad, 87,000. That definitely will let me give me a few trains that'll sit there. So let's wait. I only need a couple thousand. There we go. Let's go ahead and build that. Put in our signals. That way, as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to maybe throw in a couple more, maybe 1 there. Because when they're coming back, they're empty. So I can actually put in multiple stops there, so I can have a couple of empty trains that are sitting there waiting. That way, if anything, I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trains waiting. Seems like a lot, but if I want to keep them going, especially if I'm going to feed Washington, Pittsburgh, and maybe even send some up to Toledo. All right, let's make sure that's full. 63 days. So I'm going to put 4 trains in. So that I put 1, this is a second copy. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have 4 trains that are going to feed into there. All right, let's get this dairy line in. I'm going to run this along the edge, especially since it's going to be very close to that sugar plantation. I might have hit it by accident. Yep, I sure did. Oops. Ugh. Can't win, can I? There we go. It's kind of crazy because I'm all full of bridges there. All right, so let's do that. But I'm a little cautious. Because sometimes when I come in like that, I don't want to. I'm going to do a couple of things first, just to make sure I've got all these lines. I don't like to waste lines, so if I have the ability to come in multiple times, I'll just go ahead and do that. Now the other one is, this is going to be the wood, so let's find a way to come around the wood, or come around for the wood, sorry. Oh, of course there's a... Here, come there, and then down here. Alright, so that way I have the wood, the dairy, and the sugar all coming into those separate lines. That way they're a little bit more separated out. It won't be, you know, a big bunch up, especially if I have 2 or 3 trains on each of those lines. Of course, now I don't have enough money. I gotta wait till 113,000. I've got it there. Oh, nope. I just paid some interest, I think, so there we go. Alright, so now I can go ahead and go through each of these lines and build my second. Now, sometimes you can't always get that to work, especially when they're close to each other, so I might have to, there we go, have to come down and, so I need 26 for that. Won't take me that long. There we go. Put in my double line, my tracks there, get my signals in. And because I've already got sugar coming in, I'm probably only going to put maybe 2, and especially because it's so close. So I'm just going to put in 2 trains. So I got, there's 1, and there's the clone. So I got 2 trains there. Let's build our additional lines here. Sometimes I have to get super close so I can see it. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, no, that's not right. Ugh. I screwed it up. Alright, let's go back in here, put in our double line. There we go. I'll just bring it all the way down. This is the wood. I forgot which line I was on there for a second. There we go. It's, yep, a double line all the way down, so we'll build that. Put in our signals. Alright, so we got all our signals there. Now wood is important, obviously. Everybody needs wood all the time. I'm going to go ahead and feed like 4 trains in there. There's 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so now we can get our dairy line set up. Alright, got that locked there. And there. Our signals. It's very repetitive quite often. So dairy, and we're going to feed that into the warehouse. And I'm probably going to feed 4 trains into there. There's 2, 3, 4. Because people like dairy. Alright, so now I've got that filling up. It's going to take a while for those trains to catch up to it, but I basically got Pittsburgh on the grow. They do need fabric, as you can see, in order to make the dresses. Again, it will keep coming. It'll just take some time. Now, they also need wheat, because they are a beer producer, so bringing in wheat, and I can't remember if I added wheat to that one. I did not. Actually, I'm trying to look to see if there's any wheat anywhere around. I guess I could come down here to Washington, run the wheat up from there, but as a matter of fact, the you know, in this case I don't have additional space, but I could go ahead and add a warehouse for wheat on the other side of Pittsburgh, because there's plenty of room, and if I do that, then I actually have cotton, wheat, sugar, and wood all right there. Okay, let's take a look at that. So Toledo still is growing. They're getting their stuff in. Now, I will say at this point, there are certain things that are not being met. I don't have any freight trains that go between the cities themselves. I just have freight going between the warehouses. But at this point, it sort of does make sense to start some freight traffic in between. I'm going to go ahead and add an attraction here in Chicago. Let's see, I think that's probably our best bet. I'll go ahead and add an attraction there. That's one of the one of the tasks that need to be accomplished. So at this point, let's see, I want to make sure that I've got Toledo and Chicago growing. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong direction. All right, so Toledo is over here. We've got Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's on the grow because I got that warehouse. I do have the warehouse over here as well. Let's check in and see what's coming into there. Now those are... They are all wheat primarily, but that is interesting. Huh. That is quite interesting. So I have wheat as the priority. However, it looked like it filled up with wood. So I don't know why that one is filling up with wheat. Because until this actually fills up with wheat, it should continually bring in, you know. So I don't know. I'm not going to figure it out. But since I have it right here, it's so close, I'm going to add like 2 more trains. It's not going to hurt to have 5 trains going back and forth. It'll just keep bringing it into Toledo. Now that Toledo's up to 40, I can build something else. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put in a sawmill. Or was I going to do dairy? I like dairy. People do need wood as well, lumber. So I'll go ahead and put in a lumber sawmill here. It's not going to hurt. It does have access, you know, Toledo does have access to both wood and dairy. So it's not going to hurt to have it available. Although, as you can see, it's basically using it up as fast as it can. So, oh, I know why it brought in wood, is because the wheat is being used up. So when there's no wheat available, even though that's a priority, when there's no wheat available, then it will switch over to wood. So, okay, so that's good. As you can see, Toledo's growing. Chicago's growing. They got plenty of good stuff there. Now, I am going to start a freight train, and I'm just going to do a between Chicago and Toledo. This way they can just exchange whatever they want, but I'm going to make it strictly a freight only, just to exchange some freight between the two of them. I'm going to do the same thing between Chicago and Pittsburgh. Again, and maybe it doesn't even do anything. It's not going to hurt. There's not that much traffic on the lines. But I am a little curious just to see what is going to... Oh, it's got to wait for this train to get out of there. Let's see, that's going to load up and get out of there. I'm curious to see what it's going to send to Pittsburgh. Oh, it's all meat, so it's all good. Everybody likes meat. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, let me check on how many trains I got going to San Francisco. I've got 8. I'm going to clone that 2 more times because I want 10 trains that are loading up between DC, and there you go. See the ones going out. There's the second one. So that's number 10. That was number 9. Yep, that's number 9. So it's got 1 passenger and then 2 mail, and this one's got just I think one of each. Yep, just one of each. So, but again, I just need them going back and forth for that whole time in order to reach my task. So the task is to transport 1,000 passengers between Washington and San Francisco. So it really does take quite a bit of effort. So I'm going to keep working on that. You can see commodities in Chicago are slowly building up. They're getting there. LA, I got to go back to LA and work on it. So let's get to LA. Let's take a look at that. Okay. You know, there are a few things. I think I haven't been building my supply. My I'll go back in and do that later. All right. What do we want? I think what I'm going to do here, it's either going to be dairy, which I do have the milk, so I think I am going to go ahead and do dairy because nobody else, San Francisco is doing dairy. Uh, Warehouse 3 is doing, Tucson is doing tools. That's actually good because I can feed, tools is one of the tasks. So I think I'm going to make booze. Everybody likes booze, right? I could also do paper, but I feel like a distillery is a good choice. So let's put in the distillery there because I do have fruit here, although there's not really that much fruit. What's up with that? Do I need to send up more fruit? Because I've got fruit there. I do have some fruit here in San Antonio. I guess I could start sending that up as well. Now that, all right, there. I've got 4 trains. I guess I'll add a 5th train. It takes them a long time to get up there, so that's why, as you can see here, the station is, the farm's actually full, so it's not expanding because the trains just take so long to get up to LA. I wish there was another fruit that I could send down that way, but there really is not. Okay. Let me take a look here. I've got these 2 that are basically with wheat. I'm going to clone that and make a 3rd train bringing wheat down to LA. Now they are making paper, which means that they are actually out of wood, so we need to bring extra wood up. And okay, yeah. I think at this point what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build another warehouse in Los Angeles because Los Angeles does have a lot of things that it needs that it's not getting access to. Ugh, if I put it there, it's going to be completely a mess. Yeah, I'll make it work here somewhere, somehow. All right, there we go. Sometimes you just got to play around with it. I'm a little cautious to do that because it's pretty much so close to the main line. I might have to run the line over that track, which would be totally fine. Even if I run it back into the main line, I think that would be fine. The problem is it's so kind of mountainy there. Yeah, we'll build it. We'll see how it looks. Let's see if we can... This actually may not work at all because it's basically facing into the mountain. Oh, it's gonna work. All right, so we've got this one there. We're going to end it right there and we're going to leave it. It's our connection in. But at this point, I'm going to look, I'm going to say, what do we want to, we're probably going to run in wood from here. As you can see, the wood is 48, so there's plenty of wood to go in. I just need to run some trains that are going straight into warehouse 8 for wood. So I think in this case, let's do wood. All right, I got cut off there. So I've got fruit going into the other one, so I'm not going to bring in fruit. I am going to just leave it for wood for right now, but then I am going to probably add in some other stuff as well. So let's see, what else do I have in? Oh, that's that. So this one, you know, I'm going to go ahead and run steaks in there as well. Because it's not going to hurt to do steaks. I'm going to do steaks and beer. And you know, I might even do cheese and run cheese up from San Francisco. Doesn't hurt to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to add an extra freight between LA and San Francisco. This is just going to be a freight only. And I don't know what it'll take. It took nothing out of Los Angeles because it's not really probably not making paper or booze at this time, liquor at this time, but it should bring back cheese. But eventually I'll run something from San Francisco into the warehouse to bring cheese down, and then I can run some of that to elsewhere. So since I've already got wood here at Rice Clearing on that main line, I'm going to go ahead and hook up this line to it. So we're just going to come right over here and do this. Okay, come on. Let's see, is that the right line? That is the right line. So there, build this one, put it there, and then I'm going to put it right up into this other one like that. Okay. All right, so we've got our lines there. Now we can add in a couple of trains. From there to warehouse 8, full, and to, I'll do three trains for now. Now I would like to, again, Tucson, you got plenty of steaks, so let's start feeding in steaks because LA is a growing town. They're hungry and they want some steaks, and they've only got 0.1 steaks available. How can you live on 0.1 steaks when you need so many more? That way, actually, LA and Tucson can exchange beer as well, although Tucson does have beer because they're bringing it in from they are bringing it in from San Francisco. So let's run an extra line from there. We're gonna see, I don't know if that's gonna, that might be tough to do because it's all in the well, if I do it like that, let's see if I can now. Alright, oh, there we go. We'll do it like that and build it. Build this one. Come on. There we go. Get our signals in. Oh, come on, signals. All right. So I'm going to start feeding in some steaks from Tucson into the warehouse here. I'm going to go ahead and pause it there for now. I think this video has gone long enough, so when I come back, next video, I'll continue to build up Los Angeles. I got to get LA and Chicago built up, as well as keep building those other cities. So I'm just going to keep building warehouses, build up all my cities. The other tasks, and let's just take a quick look at the tasks. The other tasks, actually, I'm gonna do one quick thing here. Save it as Thunder 5. And then, so let's take another quick look at the task. So own 5 railroad stations with an attraction, that's not an issue. The passengers, I've got 10 trains going on that, that's not an issue. 15 cities with a population of 100,000, that's going to take some time. I just got to build up all the cities with resources, which means build lots of warehouses, get all the different resources to the different cities. They'll continue to grow. So that's actually working. I still have 5 years, so that's not an issue. Produce 500 loads of tools. Now that's a tough one, but I've done it in the past. It's a little tough. I am going to have to get that going, but I can still wait on that. Own 10 industries and businesses, that's not a problem. At the end, I just buy them, because as you can see, I already have like $4 million. I'll just buy a bunch of businesses right at the end is fine. And as you can see, I've already reached the second task. So reach a simultaneous availability of 15 commodities in Chicago. I've reached that. Now I just got to work on getting LA done. Once I get LA done, then really it's just working on those 15 cities and I will be good to go. The 500 tools, so don't forget, produce 500 loads of tools. Just means I got to build some of those tool factories and then just start loading it in with the iron and the iron and coal, and build, or is it coal and, I think it's iron, coal, and wood, right? I got to go back and look at that. But I will get those produced. And that's actually not too difficult, because once the cities reach 105,000, they all want tools. So I can just build a bunch, put them in a warehouse, and start shipping them all over the place. And they will go very fast. At that point, it's a matter of just upgrading all the factories so that they produce at maximum capacity. And then at that point, I also buy the mines for the iron and the coal, and I maximize the production on those as well. And that actually helps me for my other task where it says own 10 industries and businesses, because I just end up buying all those tool businesses and ramp those up to maximum capacity. So we're looking good. I will come back and we will continue to work on the warehouses in the next video. Until then,